Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're here to discuss fine art with Tamashi Art, Dragon Ball, Son Goku, and Dragon. That's right, everyone. This is the first, and hopefully not last, release for a brand new line which is called Tamashi Art. Now, essentially this is taking your, I would say, your FiguartsZero style figure or release and chucking it in a frame, making it so it's more than a figure. In this case, artwork, something that you can hang on your wall or display on your desk or your shelf. In a room we have some extra space but you may not necessarily be able to put a figure, and something that looks maybe a little bit more classy than your usual figure on a base plastic stand. Now this was originally announced earlier this year at the Dragon Ball event that they had at the Tamashii Nation store in Tokyo. And we haven't seen it too much. It did pop up in the showroom again recently, but we haven't heard too much about this line overall or anything for the future, so I'm definitely keen to see where it's going to go. Now straight away, I love the box design, the subtle angle on the bottom with the lovely orange into the black, nice kind of charcoal colour. We have the photo of the figure on the top there. And then the bit more of a stylistic text for the brand, which is obviously Tamashi Art. The box itself is looking really nice, really sturdy, actually pretty heavy, but yeah, on the back, like your normal Figuarts even, we do have a section of images showcasing how you can display it on a wall, on a shelf. But one thing that is really cool, which you can kind of see here, and we'll take a look at this shortly, is that it actually has built-in lights. And from memory it does have a couple of modes, so we'll have a play around and check it out. But yeah, normally I just swing this towards the camera and show you the insides, but I'm keen to see what the inner packaging is like. So I'm going to change up the camera angle and then we can cut this open and pop it out. Now I haven't actually looked at it myself. I didn't pre-order, I went and picked it up in shop this morning from Akihabara. So I'm really keen to take a close look at the figure and get some hands-on experience with this. So yeah, let me change the camera and we can dive straight in. So we have the bit more of a top-down, angle-down view here. Hopefully everything is in focus. I've tried to get it so everything in the center here should be crisp and clean for you. So yeah, let's cut this open and we can check it out. I think there is another sticker on the top here. Yep, let me get this. And I don't think there's one on the bottom. No, there is. Okay, so 3 stickers here. Let's cut this open. Done. Okay, let's see what's like on the inside. Got stuck in the sticker. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Okay, hopefully you can kind of see this. Some lovely embossed printing there for Tamashi Art. It says Tamashi Art brings your favourite scenes to life. These fully finished pieces feature intricate detailing and eye-catching colouring that jumps out of the frame, with a built-in LED lighting system that accentuates the high-quality modelling. These products are perfect for fans to hang on their wall or display on a shelf or a desk. And yeah, that is definitely how this has been shown. So far definitely looking really nice. Okay, so once that pops off, we have the inner packaging here, and yeah, it's kind of reminds me of like some artwork where you get like the seal of quality, well in this case Tamashii Nation's quality, and the instruction booklet. So yeah, let's have a look at this. Yeah, nice big card here. This piece is a Tamashii Nation's product, Tamashi Art. Some lovely gold embossing there for the Tamashi Art logo, and we get the normal quality seal printed on the background. This is pretty cool. A little bit pretentious, but I do like how the art leading into that art, okay, the art world or art style. Like when you do buy like sculptures or high-end art pieces, often you do get like quality certificates or certificates of authenticity and so forth, right? So I quite like how they're kind of diving into that, going full on. They're not shying away from the theme of this product. But yeah, and then we have the plastic packaging. We can pop that off. And then Okay, so it's in here. Okay. Oh, and there is one dragon whisker on the bottom. So yeah, let me move this out of the way and we can open this up. Oh, check it out, that looks so cool. But yeah, let me switch up the camera angle again, get into the normal position so we can have a look straight onto the figure and we can set up the whisker onto the dragon. Okay, so we have him upright here, slightly leaning forward. He does have a stand as well, which we can switch back. So hopefully you can see that okay. Kind of a little bit of a weird angle, so I'll just kind of hold it for here so hopefully it's straight on. But yeah, gotta say, I love the stylistic Dragon Ball text behind, with Goku there doing his hands out, looking out to the, out in front of him on an angle, holding his power pole behind. The dragon detailing is nice, all the scales. We've got the darker blues, lighter blues, the yellows, even the lighter colouring of the tail. The sculpting for the clouds is really nice. It looks a little bit translucent with a purple background. All the kind of got much throughout the dragon. It looks really cool. It definitely does remind me of a FiguartsZero. It's just that it's in a frame. The frame itself is nice, definitely quite big. And the other, make sure I swing it around here. We have the kickstand on the back, which easily pops off. It takes 3 AAA batteries, which is down below. Does not come with batteries, so don't worry about that. You will have to get that separately. Then we have the top part here, so we can have 3 hooks to hang on a wall. I will weigh it in a moment so you can get the overall weight for this release. But then, also, on top of that, on the back here, wait, is that it? Is that it? No? Yes? No? Wait. No, that was not it. Where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Da, 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 da. The switch is on. So let's see. So switch is on. I'll turn the lights off. So hopefully it's a bit darker. Okay, okay. And on the top here there's a strip which is for the light switch. So, oh, there we go. Check it out. That actually, this looks good. Let me turn off the other light. Hopefully it's not too dark. But yeah, okay, this gives a good view of where all the light is coming from and how it casts shadows on the figure. So we have LEDs all the way around the side. It is diffused, which is nice, and it kind of comes through like so. On the top, probably can't see now, but there is one strip in the middle, which is a touch sensor. Off, on. Okay, so we just have off and on, I think. Yeah. That is cool. But yeah, I love how it casts some lovely shadows on the figure. But yeah, let me turn the other lights on again and we can see what it's like when we have full lighting in the room. Definitely makes it pop still. Looks really cool coming through. So yeah. There we go. Off. On. Touching is a little bit thinner, I think it's because underneath the plastic there. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it's not too bad. Just kind of touch it a few times on the top and it should turn on or off. So yeah, really cool. Yeah, let me check out on the scales so we can get the weight for this figure. So I have the scales here. Let me put it down, just balance. Okay, so this is 862 gram, 0.5, 0.2. Let's round up. 863 grams, including the 3 AAA batteries. So less than 1 kg, so that is definitely good. So if you are looking to hang this on the wall, you'll need hooks that can sustain over, or if it sustains 1 kg and above, you are golden. But yeah, let's chuck them down. I still don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm really torn. But for me, I definitely want to hang it on the wall. I have a couple of spots where I might be able to put it, but my walls are already pretty full, so yeah. But anyway, I'll have a think about that a little bit later. But for now, yeah, there's pros and cons. I mean, there isn't too much to dive into for this figure. I've shown you what it comes with, what it's all about. And for me, I think it's a huge pro. They've definitely nailed it. I love the fact that I can hang it on a wall, to be honest. I really like the FiguartsZero line, but I don't collect statues. I don't really have anywhere to put them. I I don't like it when you get a really badass, really cool looking action figure and that's on a cheap plastic stand, which is just like base shiny plastic, right? It just kind of detracts from it, so it annoys me a little bit. So the fact that this one doesn't have one of those bases is really good. Now, one con for me, it's something that I understand. I actually spoke with the person in charge of this line when it was announced. I was at the event when it was first released, and I had a good chat about it. At that point, there had been no details, it was just been teased, and I was saying, like, I absolutely love it. I would love it like a wood frame. And obviously, this led to quite a few other discussions, but obviously it is a plastic frame, but it is a matte finish. That's one thing I did say, that I hope if it's plastic, I want matte, I don't want shiny. So I love the fact that we do have a matte finish on this one, and we do have the sculpting detailing around the frame, which does make it look good. Now obviously I would really love wood, just for that elevated that little bit further, right? So take it upper class to want of a bit of wood, high quality, right? But that introduces so many more complexities. First they needed to be able to fit in all the electronics as well. So that's one part that adds some complexity. And then the additional weight, this is already pretty heavy, right? You need to hang it on the wall, and it has all the Figuarts electronics, so to keep weight down, obviously plastic is a better choice. And then there's other complexities with shipping, international shipping. Yeah, so a whole bunch of topics around materials for that. So I understand why it didn't go down that route. But if anyone does, works that way, or if there's any talented carpenters, woodworkers, and you make a frame, let me know. I really want to check it out and see how it looks, because I think like this one here with a real, a nice black frame, but a real dark brown wood colour would look really good as well, I reckon. But yeah, I'm keen to see if anyone does customize it in that way. For me, it's a small con, not a huge one, but it's something I did want to highlight at least. But yeah, overall, love it. Definitely is a bit thicker than I thought. And let me get some dimensions here as well. Going by the back, we're about 20 centimeters almost. The height, 28. And depth, including the parts of the back, and maybe going to the dragon's front, around about 10 centimeters at a rough guess. So the dimensions is pretty big. And as we saw before, the weight is under 1 kg, but decently weighty. So if you are importing it, just keep that in mind, as your shipping fees will probably be quite a bit more compared to your usual S.H.Figuarts. If you collect monster arts, probably more in line with that, but probably a bit more on the heavier side. And now for the line itself, Tamashi Art, this is the first release as we mentioned already, and yeah, I hope this line continues. It's not a line which I think needs a monthly release, or any, like, I don't know, it doesn't need to stick to Dragon Ball, right? For this one here, I kind of hope they branch it and kind of do one from each line, right? Like, you can get One Piece one, maybe Naruto, a Kamen Rider, but then something like Sailor Moon, I think would be amazing for this, or Cardcaptor Sakura, or, you know, Crown Shinshan, like any of those really classic nostalgia type series. I think it would work perfectly well for this. Like, this is the type of item which I think isn't necessarily targeted towards a hardcore articulated action figure fan, or even a figure collector or merchandise collector in general, right? I feel like this is really broad, and I think it can appeal to non-collectors, which I think is a good thing. It's a way to pull more people into the hobby. And also I think this is an amazing gift. Like, seriously, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, or if you know someone who's a Dragon Ball fan, I think this would make a perfect Christmas gift, right? Like, anyone would be stoked to receive this. They can chuck it, even if they don't have like a collection room or anything like that, right? Like, just in the normal room above their PC, or maybe they have a training room, check out there as inspiration, your new workshop, right? It's just a really cool, fun item, which I think is really universal and not so niche to being just an articulated figure, which normally has its own demographic, right? But yeah, price is pretty expensive. This was 28,000 yen I paid. One reason why I didn't pre-order, I was hoping to get it a lot cheaper on release. Not the case. Actually, there's only, at the shop that I normally go to that has discounted lots of stock, they only had 2 left. And I went there just as they opened, so I think this is going to be a little bit harder to get. Maybe a smaller run as well, but I know a lot of pre-orders sold out. So I think this is maybe a low-key, pretty popular item. and we're not really going to see many discounts on it, because I think, again, as I mentioned, wide appeal. It's not really just targeting your usual figure collectors. Like any Dragon Ball fan, this is the type of merchandise which I think anyone would want to pick up because it does look badass. But yeah, that's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the arts line so far, and what would you want next. I've been kind of debating this myself about what I would like from this line going forward, or which character or what scene, something iconic, right? And surprisingly, I would really like Cardcaptor Sakura for a completely non-Dragon Ball line. Something like that'd be cool. My wife's a fan, that'd be something that I could get and give her, and be something we could both appreciate, right? Now if it's from Dragon Ball, they actually, earlier this year, I think it came out, was the one with Kid, Goku and Bulma on the bike. Now, I love that, but I didn't want it since it said FiguartsZero. I didn't have space on display. But if that came in this style, on a framework and hang on the wall, oh chef's kiss, that would be amazing, right? So yeah, at least that's one from Dragon Ball and another series I'd be keen on. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. What else do you want to see? I'm sure a lot of people would love to see a One Piece one and Naruto. But yeah, if there's anything that you think is really unique, something that's people haven't really thought about, that you think they would dive on, yeah, drop a comment. Definitely keen to see everyone's thoughts on Tamashii Nation, or not Tamashii Nations, Tamashi Art, but from Tamashii Nations, right? But yeah, you know, that is it for the video. Nice and short. Whenever I do find a spot to hang this, I'll chuck a photo up on Instagram, so you guys can all check it out, and maybe on the community here on YouTube as well. But yeah, anyway, again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers!